Oh, all right. So we started, just so you know, my name is Richard Lee again, and I am a retired immigration officer. I worked in fraud detection and national security for USCIS out of Atlanta. Uh, did a lot of marriage fraud cases and things of that nature, and a lot of dealt with a lot of this stuff over the years. So um, I try to do these interviews for educational purposes, and so that we can probably generate some feedback from maybe our congressman, our local representatives, as well as to give a voice to you as others, and to hopefully even get local people involved, sheriffs, police departments, and things like that. And I try to give guidance as well for people who need some assistance and help you through the process if you need. So, but we'll start with that. Okay. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm also in the a victim of fraud
Mhm.
for the immigration purpose.
Yes.
Um, I have to mention my name as well.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm here very richly to educate the people who uh, been through this fraud things.
Mhm.
Um, and I really wanted to continue this effort and battle so not the other US citizens can become a victim of this fraud.
Yes, I agree. Yes. So, are you still married or are you divorced?
I actually had an annulment
You had
of
an
my
annulment.
marriage.
Very good. Excellent. So, you had an annulment. That's the best way to go if you can do it, especially when you're dealing with a fraudster. So, how did you meet your ex-spouse?
So just to mention, I was already divorced with a child.
Yes.
I'm originally from Pakistan,
Yes.
and in a Pakistani culture, I want to mention it's very hard to get married if you are divorced and you have a child. I
Yes.
mean, it's a Muslim or especially Pakistani and Indian culture.
Yes.
So in 2017, there was some broker lady contacted me actually.
A lady
Um,
contacted you?
a broker lady who
Mhm.
set up the matchmaking and something.
Okay.
And she actually forwarded me the profile for the that guy, my ex-husband.
Yes.
And the profile looks very good by the education background and everything.
Mhm.
And the main thing was like he was willing to accept my child because it's very hard that you can accept the stepchild. It's very common over here in USA, but in Pakistani culture, men they do not have that big heart. So the
Yes.
guy portrayed very well. So the profile looks fine to me. So I said, okay, we can just try to communicate. I mean, through
Mhm.
the WhatsApp. Um, and actually, his mom contacted me first. His mother. Um, and it was August 2017. I'll just make it short.
Okay.
And we start chatting, calling on the WhatsApp each other. But most of the time, his mom contacted me, calling me and keep on just calling my mother, my father, my sister, and everyone that she really likes me, and the guy, he really likes me.
Mhm.
And within a 4 weeks, I think I hardly talked to the guy maybe 4 or 5 times in during this period,
Okay. Is
4 to 5 months.
that's fairly
Mhm.
common though, right? In your culture that you don't really talk to the man. The families get together, right? And arrange the
Yeah,
marriage and set it up. And yeah.
yeah. So, so mom was calling me and mom was talking me a lot instead of the guy.
Mhm.
But it was end of August or starting of September 2017, but they just rushed it like you can just come to the Pakistan and
Mhm.
we really like you and this and that. They have shared all the educational, certificates and everything, his degree that he has a master's from UK and he's working at the bank and as a manager or something like that. So anyways, I flew to the Pakistan. I think it was December 12th, 2017. Within a couple of months, I was
Yes.
in Pakistan.
Sure. Mhm.
The guy was looking so handsome, young, very good looking guy. And as you see, I'm not that good looking. That's another reason.
Hmm.
You know, in Pakistani culture, white face is pretty face, and if you are brown or something, I mean, and even I was divorced, not too young. I think I was 32 years old at that time,
Hmm.
and he was around my age, 34 years. And it's also another reason the common, I mean, if it's arranged marriages, people take like they wanted to have the young girls, not the divorced. I
Yes.
mean, what else I can say? But anyways, I flew to the Pakistan and we met in the restaurant. It was our first meeting.
Hmm.
My parents, his parents, and the guy,
Hmm.
and they brought like a lot of gifts over here in the hotel where we met. And it was even the first meeting, and they said, "Oh, that's our tradition." I was so surprised because it's not common that you brought the big boxes of gifts and sweets and dry fruits. And they told me it's a tradition. So I was pretty impressed by that. That, oh wow, I mean, anyways, it was our first meeting, and the second meeting was like they were just keep on asking me, let's what do you think about, let's get married, let's get married.
Hmm.
So when I get to their house, their home, I couldn't find what they portray about their house. It was pretty different, whatever she told me, that where she resides,
Yeah.
how their family looks like. They hide their, I mean, I don't want to say that, but they had a sister who had a very bad Down syndrome. They hide that sister from me.
Yeah.
Um, it doesn't matter, but I don't know what was the reason they hide her from me as
Yeah.
well. Um, but it was only a first meeting, and a second meeting actually. In the Islamic marriage, you do the nikah. That's
Mhm.
like a contract, some pray. That's called nikah. So in the second meeting was like she was just keep calling my mom that what do you think and what you have decided
I'm
and
sorry,
let's
you
get
broke up
married.
a little bit there. So you had the second meeting, you had the Nika and as a meeting, and then okay. Mhm.
And actually it was a marriage, you can say,
Oh,
marriage ceremony.
it was a marriage ceremony.
So when I was married, when she was calling me from USA, she was telling me that she's gonna invite. I mean, we just do a little bit function, like a little celebration, not too much, too big. And I really don't want to do that. But um, when the ceremony was happening, my aunts, uncles, whoever was in the Pakistan, they attended the ceremony. And from their side, there was no one except his parents, brother, and sister.
Mhm.
So I was so surprised, like what happened. She was telling me at least they were invite some close relatives or friends, but no one was there.
Mhm.
Just the immediate family from his side. And
And
we
that's
just
very
had a nikah in
unusual.
the mosque.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So
And we had a nikah in the mosque and we just did the dinner at night. And I just went to their house then with along with my son. Um, Maybe I'm missing something. It's been like a few years, but whatever
I
in my
understand.
memory. I really do not want to recall those ugly
I
memories, but I
yes.
wanted to help out other people's.
Yes.
So I'm here. Um, yeah, then it was just a marriage.
So you were
It
married. So
happened.
you
I
met
went to their
in
house.
I'm sorry. So you met in October of 2017. You went to visit in December, and by December, were you guys married? You did the Nika in December, is that correct? Or
Yes, yes,
yeah,
in December.
yeah.
Oh no, sorry. I'm so sorry. I missed the timeline. In November. I flew in November,
Okay. Oh, so it's even
not
faster.
December. Yeah, because I remember in couple of months, like 7 to 8 weeks after first interaction over the
Okay.
phone, I was in the Pakistan.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it was a very short time, like a
Yes.
September. In between, there was an October. I flew 7th November actually to Pakistan, and we married 23rd of November.
Okay. Okay.
That's something like that, yeah.
Okay.
So in few days, I still have my itinerary and
Sure.
everything. Maybe I'm missing some dates, but I married in a week with him
Mhm.
when I flew to the Pakistan,
Yeah.
and I stayed there for 12 months, and I came back. So very next morning, which is very unusual to me as a Muslim background, Muslim family, his mom came to me in my room, and she was asking me about. I'm sorry, in this conversation we might have some unusual topic as well.
Mhm.
So his sister and his mom came to in my room, and she was asking me that how was your night uh,
Mhm.
with your husband? And I was surprised because it's not very common and usual that you talk about those topics in the family.
Yes.
And and I mean, there was nothing in between, and my husband happened that night, and they were asking me. So I just told them I was surprised, but I didn't answer them properly, and I just said, "You can ask your son. Why are you
Mhm.
asking me?" So she was just making some statements like, "Oh, he needs some time. He is also broken." It was his second marriage as well, and he did. That's what they told me, that he didn't had a child,
Mhm.
and it was his second marriage. So, mm, yeah, so he needs some time, to have some relationship with the wife, give him some time and this and that. So, I mean, they were rushing the marriage. Now she was asking me, he needs some time to have a relationship with me in the
Yeah.
room. So, and then she told me that, oh, your son was also in the room and this. And even I asked them that I can leave my son with my mom. He was 5 years old. Um, But she said, no, he has to be get used to that you guys are going to be together. So he has to be here. And in short, bottom line is that I flew back to USA on 12th of December.
Mhm.
Like I married 23rd November, and like a 10, 12, 16 days I flew back to USA.
Yeah.
And when I flew back, his pattern was same. He was not taking my calls. He was always at gym. Whenever I call him, he's sleeping. He's at gym, not talking to me. And I was so much worried that I was there, and my husband, I'm so sorry for my thing words, but he even didn't touch me as
Mhm.
a husband. So I was pretty surprised. Like even if you have a boyfriend, girlfriends, they get along, and the what's going on. So in summer vacation next year in 2018, and flew back when it was a summer vacation from my kid school, and I stayed there for a month. And there was the same pattern. He come from the work, and then he go to the gym. He comes back from the gym 11 o'clock at night time and
Mm.
go back to the sleep. So I start crying over there, and I told his mom, like, what's going on? I came here just to spend some time with him, and he's not giving me the time and this. And so she was like, oh, you are a mom. You're old enough. Why you need a time from him? I said, oh, I married him. I need some time at least. And he was in the transition period. He was changing his job or something. He can take a day off, like a week off as well, when you transitions from one job to other
Yeah.
job. But he didn't take any off or something. Anyways, long story short, I had a complaint that he is not having any relationship with me and keep on ignoring me and everything. So we eventually had a relationship when I was almost coming back to USA. And when I come back, I spent maybe 30 days or 35 days over there
Mhm.
at their house. Maybe 40 days, what I remember, not more than that. And I came back, and when I came back, I figured out that I'm pregnant. I was expecting
Mhm.
with my daughter. I have a daughter with him.
Mhm.
Um, so when I told them that I'm expecting, they just start saying like, you should get rid of. And I was pretty sick as well when I was pregnant, like a nausea and everything, that which is very common. But I have a lot of that, like a severe.
Yeah.
So they were just saying like, just get rid of the baby, and you
Mm.
cannot handle it. You are an old woman, and in this age, it's very hard to carry the baby. And if you really wanted to have the baby, just plan it when he gets here. And I was like, no, I cannot do that. I want to have a baby. And I mean, I was 32, 33, so it's not
Not
that
that, yeah.
old that I
Yeah.
cannot carry. Yeah, but they were just keep on pushing me to just get and making the excuse like, oh, you are sick. We don't want you to see sick. Anyway, so I think I'm missing something over here. Anyway, so yeah, when I was pregnant, just keep on pushing to get rid of the baby. And I was on the Medicaid. I'm still on the Medicaid though. So whenever I called him, no contact, like he's busy, he's sleeping, this and that, all excuses.
But he didn't call you.
Um,
Did he ever try to call you?
Rarely, whenever he calls me, I mean, it just made my day that, oh, he's calling me today because it was my second marriage. I accepted that he's my husband and I really like him and love him, of course, like all the wives and husband do, but
Sure.
he was on the other pattern though. But anyways, around December, I would say, 2018. Oh yeah, so that's the point. So they would just keep on asking me for, do the paperwork,
The
like file
visa.
the immigration thingy,
Yeah.
the visa thing.
Yeah.
I filed the immigration.
Yeah.
I paid that fee and everything. So I filed that, and later on, almost in December, I think when I was 7 months pregnant or something, or it's in the January, I guess. So I was so much worried because he was not talking to me over the phone. He totally get vanished.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry
I
that
was
that broke up just that we're having a little bit of a problem with connection, but you said in December what happened after that? So you filed the
so,
paperwork?
oh, no, I didn't file the file paperwork in December. I just filed in March. When I
Okay.
came back within a couple of months, maybe it was March,
Yeah.
I filed his
Okay.
paperwork.
Okay.
And later, when I was expecting, and I was so I think it was January 2019 or so. So and he was totally vanished from the picture. Like I was calling him, his mom, they were not taking my call, and they were pretty upset that why I am making the baby.
Mhm.
Because she's telling me that she wanted to, his mom was telling me that they wanted to have the baby when he is here with me in USA
Mhm.
to support me, emotionally,
Yeah.
financially. I mean, even if you are abroad, you can at least support me emotionally. You can talk to your wife and ask how she's doing, how's the baby doing.
Yes.
But he never asked this, nothing like that. So yeah. So in January or December, I was calling USCIS. I contacted the senator over here to expedite his process
Yeah.
so he can get here. And I don't know did I don't remember if they expedite his process or
Mhm.
not, but I was on the call with the USCIS at the moment, and I was so sick. I got seizure out of the stress, and I was alone at my house.
Yes.
And I called 911. He didn't know that what was going on with me over here. He was not in the picture anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I was in the hospital. I stayed there for a week, and doctor just told me we have to do the C-section or something. I called him the
Mhm.
day before when I was going to have the operation. That he didn't take my call. Then I called his mom that I need to talk to him. I have to tell him I'm so sick over here. So she said, "Oh, he's busy with something, but I'm gonna give your message to him." But she didn't give my message to him.
Yeah.
And next day they operated and the baby came out. I mean, baby came in this world, and she was only 2 pounds, less than 2 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
The little survivor, yeah. And she stayed in the NICU. I mean, after 3 days, I called him. He took my phone. He took my call and he asked me, "How are you doing?" And I told him that, "Oh, she is here. My daughter is gone." He was pretty shocked though. Like, what happened? I said, your mom didn't tell you that I called you? I wanted to tell you that I'm going to have an operation or something. Anyways, long story short, my girl stayed in the NICU for 2 months. I went there every day by myself, everything I was doing. Eventually, in December 2019, he came over here. So he got his visa in November,
Yeah.
early November. And I asked him that you can, because if I got my visa, my passport in my hand, I'm going to fly next day to see my
Yeah.
husband, to see my child, my newborn baby.
Yes.
But he said, I have to wrap up some stuff and I'm going to come later. Even in the between, we had the marriage anniversary as well. And I asked him, it's the first time I want to celebrate my anniversary with you. And he said, no, it's okay. We have enough time to celebrations and this and that. And he delayed to coming in. He crossed that line. and he came in December sometime. I don't remember the date.
Mm.
Um, maybe 12, 13 December of 2019, he came
Yeah.
here. And when he came here, he stayed at my mom's place where I live. It's my mom, dad's, and my brother's house. He came here and he stayed here with me. Um, I think 12, 13 months. And in those 12, 13 months, you can still see the mark under my eye over
Oh my
here.
gosh.
It's
Yeah.
it's little bit better now
Yeah.
over
I
here,
see.
because I have been treating that. There were like several attempts of domestic violence. The reason he had a separate room over here. He lives in the separate room and I live in the separate room.
Mm.
And the excuse was I have to go to the work in the morning. Um, I find like I married his mom as well. I married two people, he and his mom. So she was telling me from there, oh, you have to take care of your husband. He has to get to the work. Why do you go to in his room? And I told her that who lives in a separate room. This is my husband. Oh, he had to get to the work, making too many excuses. In short, we didn't have too much, you know, the sexual relationship, nothing.
Yeah.
So when he get here in December, within a month, in February, when I was trying to enter his room, um, he actually blocked the room with the carry on in the back. So because the other room doesn't has a lock in there, so he blocked it always. And
So
I asked him,
he
why do you
blocked you
block?
from coming into his room. He blocked you from, oh
Yes,
my gosh, that's crazy. That's it.
yes.
So,
So
but you
so
talked, now
when
you talked
when I
about, I want
tried
to go
to,
back. I want to go back just a second. You talked about domestic violence. Was he beating you? Was he physically assaulting you?
that was the first time happened actually.
Yeah.
In February 2020, I guess. Yeah, it was 2020.
Yeah.
So that was the night actually when I was trying to go into his room and he blocked it. And I actually asked him that I want to know, why did you get married to me? So he literally grabbed my neck, and there is a corridor in between from my room to his room. So he just actually he said some bad words to me like,
Yes.
you are a whore. I'm
Wow.
sorry for my
I'm so,
language.
no, it's okay.
And
It's
he
very
used to,
important. Yeah.
I want to tell you that what my husband, my ex so-called husband, used to call me, that I'm a whore and I'm a sexaholic woman. And I literally heard that word first time in my life, but
Yeah.
I literally googled it, what is sexaholic. So anyways, how can a husband call their wife a sexaholic
Exactly. That's
or
crazy.
whatever? So I asked him, why did you get married to me? And he said, what do you need? What do you want from me? So I said, I'm just asking you. You are keep on ignoring me. I cannot come into your room. Whenever I asked you, you always tell your mom that she's trying to come to in my room and this and that. So he literally grabbed me from my neck, and I was holding my daughter. I think she was a year old at that time, and he just walked to my from his room to the corridor
Mm.
and just pushed me on the bed that, what do you need? Do you want to have a sex with me? And I literally dropped my daughter, and my son was standing over there, and my other son was standing in my room. He was 6 or 7 years old at that time. And he was taking off he was wearing shorts, I remember. Like, let me do it with you, and in front of the child. And he literally slapped me over here. So I said, no, I don't want to talk to you. Just go back to your room. Just go back to your room. And he just went back to his room
Mm.
after that. So next day he went to the work, and I was pretty upset in the morning. It's my brother's house. And my parents were out of town at that time. They were not at home. So my brother asked me like, what happened? Why your face is looking like this? Like you're pretty upset and you cry or something. So I didn't tell anything to him. I said, no, it's okay, it's okay. But I told my friend over the phone, and she actually told me what happened. How can he do that to you and this and that. I actually called and then I called the police,
Mm.
and I told them that what happened to me. But I told them that I really don't want to do any action. He's my husband, but I just wanted to make a record.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's what happened
you
to
didn't
me.
have him arrested. You just made a record of it. They didn't arrest him. Okay.
Yeah, just a record. And
Yeah.
I swear to Allah, I never wanted to get him arrested or anything
No,
because
yeah.
I yeah, and I knew it. I mean, I really don't wanted to hurt him or anything, but I wanted to make a record because I've been married before, but never ever happened this to me that my husband touched me like that or grabbed
Yeah.
me from the neck and push it
Yeah.
very hard or whatever he did. So I called the police, but I really didn't know that. It's been 16 years now in the USA, but at that time I really didn't know that when you call police, they come to your house right away.
Yeah.
And they came to my house and they said, we have to know the story. And I told them I didn't call you. I just called you to just tell you that what happened with me.
Yeah.
But they come to my house. They took all the information, what happened, and then I had to tell them. Then I request them that, but they said it's a because I really heard the first time what is domestic violence. It never happened to me before. So they took the report and everything. And actually, I used to drop and pick him from, he was working at the Walmart at that time.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, he was a banker. He has a master degree. That's what he told me. And here, when he got here, he started working at the Walmart as
Yeah.
a online grocery shopper. He
Yeah.
didn't put any offer to find a good job though.
Yeah.
He didn't get his driver's license, the ID where he resides.
Yeah.
He didn't make the state ID either.
Yeah.
So I was keep on dropping and picking him from the Walmart. So when police over here, they took all the information. Then the police officer told me, I'm gonna go and talk to him. And then I literally begged him that don't go to him. He is going to divorce me. Don't do that. Don't do that. But anyways, they get there. But before they get there, I get to the Walmart, and it was almost the time to pick him up at 4 o'clock in the evening. And I picked him, and I told him that what happened, and I'm so sorry about that. That's the true story I'm telling you. There's
Mhm. Sure.
nothing. I'm just
Yeah.
that's what exactly happened. I
Yeah.
literally don't want to hurt him or something. But anyways, I brought him back to the home, and when I get home, police officer was there, and he said, "Why? How come you get first before me to the Walmart?" I said, "No, I always go, and I told you that I'm gonna pick him up." And when they grab him, they actually arrest him right away.
So
And
yeah, they
I
have to
live,
arrest him. They have to arrest him when you do that. That's a so
yes, yes,
so did he get convicted of domestic violence? Was there ever did he ever go?
yes. Yes, yes, he did get it. So for that, actually, for that, I just went to the police station, ran to the police station behind them, and I bailed him
Yeah.
out. Actually, within few hours, I
Yes.
paid $3,500 for his bail, and there was some what is that called? Orders, no contact order
Protective
for
orders. Yeah.
3 days
No
or
contact
something.
protection orders. Yeah.
Yeah, protective orders. Yeah. So I arranged the hotel for him that you can just go over there, and
Yeah.
he went to the
So how did
hotel.
you what
Anyways,
I'm sorry. I understand. Yeah. So hopefully he got convicted of that. That's a good one. What prompted the annulment?
okay. So annulment. So what happened? Like within 12, 13 months, I can short my story.
Mhm.
Well, I would just mention that there was a several attempts of domestic violence after
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And I did not report it. I never reported again
I'm
because I
sorry.
don't want to do the same, thingy, a threat of divorce and this and that.
Mhm.
And even he was abusing my son as well. He has beaten up many times because he says, I'm a dad. I accept your child. So why I cannot? I'm doing it for his betterment or this and that. But I let it go because I wanted to have my family together because I was raising a child alone by myself. I don't want to get, raising my other daughter without a father.
Yes.
But anyways, so annulment, I would say, in March 2021, in February, I would so he had a COVID and he was in the room for a month. I was doing everything for him, making him feel better.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that what's going on in the room. It was all the planning, finalizing everything. So what happened? His green card was not arrived, the physical green card.
Mhm.
So his mom called me and he was start asking me, where is my green card? So I said, I don't know where is your green card. So he had actually had a very bad fight with me on that he said I hide his green card
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I said, go check online what does it say. And it was saying in process. in process. When it's in processing time, how can I hide it?
Yeah.
And why would I hide it? I have nothing to do with your green card.
Yeah.
I'm the one who brought it you over. I'm doing all the effort. I want you to go move forward to have, family, have a good job and everything. As I have nothing to do with the green card. So they were just raising up this issue that I did something with the green card. And I told them I really didn't do. And it's saying online processing. How can I hide it? So, anyways, so he contacted the attorney. I didn't know that at that time that he is in touch with the attorney or something. And they just told him that and I even didn't know that there was a two kind of green cards. One is temporary and one is permanent.
Yes.
I didn't know. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
So, and that's why he delayed his entering the USA. Later, I figured out everything. And in the meanwhile, I
Oh,
want to
so he
mention
held off. He
that
held
when
off because if you'd been married for 2 years, he knew that if he came in before that date, he would be a conditional resident. But if he waited just another month or two, he would be a permanent resident. Yeah, that's a brilliant move on his part. Yeah, and that's exactly right. Yeah.
I didn't know it, I did not knew it. And he actually tried to leave the house many times before, but I begged him. My mom convinced him, don't do that. But I heard him talking to his sister that I'm just killing time and waiting. But I was having a hard time to understand because he used to use some other language with his family. He was his some other, that's a culture called Sindhi.
Cindy,
In
okay.
Pakistan, we have a different culture,
Yeah.
Sindhi. So he was a Sindhi guy. So he talks to his family Sindhi, and I do not understand Sindhi exactly, just a little bit.
Yeah.
So he was just telling him that he is just trying to kill the time. He's just waiting for the right time. And I was like, I don't know what he's talking about. And I mentioned it to my brother as well. I heard something. And he said, oh, maybe you heard something wrong.
Yeah.
Anyways, he was in contact with the attorney. And the day his green card arrived, so, and I want to mention when I was in the hospital giving birth to my daughter, and I told you he was totally vanished, his family was vanished. His other brother was getting married to a US citizen girl in the
Uh,
meanwhile, and they didn't tell me about that.
oh, so his other brother was
They
doing the
did not,
same thing. Hmm.
they did not tell me anything about the other brother, that he's getting married, who is getting married. I mean, I didn't access in their family. They didn't add me in their event or anything.
Yeah.
Even didn't tell me that he's getting married or something. So, anyways, so the day his green card, then he get he was in the contact with the attorney, and he told him, "Oh, you are getting the 10 years green card." This story I didn't know that until the all the proceedings going through the
Sure.
court.
Yeah.
So what was going on 18th of March, I would say 2021, his brother came over here because his sister who was in the Sindh somewhere in Karachi, Sindh,
Hmm.
she committed suicide. I don't know the reason
Hmm.
why she did commit the suicide. She hung up herself with the
Hmm.
fan in her home. But they were telling me that she had a heart attack. She was pretty young, 36-year old, and
Hmm.
she got a heart attack. She was happily married, and whatever she told me, I believe that. And brother was here, the other brother. They even didn't tell me that he's in the California. His brother is here. He's married. I mean, I knew it internally that he married, but I didn't know he's also in USA. Then they just called him and he said, I cannot travel because I do not have my green card. Um, because he even didn't have his ID. I
Hmm.
don't know how he's gonna get travel if he had to. I think, yeah, probably his visa was expired.
Hmm.
That's why he was avoid to
Hmm.
going to the LA. Now I figured out, see, after 7 years when I'm talking to you, it's coming in my mind because I have a lot of work in my plate.
Sure.
So every
Yeah.
point I cannot concentrate. I have my two kids, I mean everything. So, anyways, so yeah, the brother came before the day and he was here. Um, and they were pretty upset because young sister died. So it was a surprise for me that their sister was died and how she died.
Hmm.
And he was packing up the stuff like a clothing and everything
Hmm.
and telling me I'm getting rid of this stuff. If someone died, my sister, my brother, I will be out of my mind and how she died. And he was packing the stuff and telling me that I'm getting rid of this stuff. I'm giving it to him.
Hmm.
That okay, it's his stuff, whatever he do. So he literally packed the one suitcase and one small carry-on and gave it to the brother and said, I don't need those clothes. So I'm just giving it to him. Anyways, he went, he went back next day.
Mhm.
I hope you understand. I have a different accent. My English is not too
No,
good,
I understand. I understand. So
but
the
understand
brother
that.
did here. So, but the annulment, what was the annulment based on that you had? The annulment from the marriage? Was he married before? Did you find out he was had a previous marriage and was still married? Was that what happened? So he was really.
That's what I was about to tell you.
I knew that was
I'll
what
just
was
make it
coming.
short that okay, so okay, same night when the brother went out, next morning he went to the work, he came back from the work and he was in the room and he was pretty upset. And I make a fruit platter for him though so he can eat something. And I put my hand over here literally that it's okay, everything will be fine. I'm praying, my mom is praying. He literally just, just
Right.
pushed me
Yeah.
away and he said, what do you want? You want to have a sex with me? That's what he said. I said, what you're talking about? He called the cops right away.
Oh yeah.
He called the cops and I was begging him, don't leave. And he said, I want to leave and she's not letting me go. So I'm getting there very close.
Yeah.
He left. I gave my daughter to him. Okay, if you are leaving, take your daughter with you. So he took his stuff, whatever he packed, the other two suitcases, but he left the daughter and in front of police station, police officer, he said that I'm gonna come back in the morning and take my daughter. He went, he gone. 1.5 months, I was keep on crying, calling him, his mom, his dad. Where is he? Why he's not answering this? And then mom was making, he's young, take him, give him some space. This, that, blah, blah, blah.
He's older
I
than
got
you
the,
are. It's yeah.
I got the, I got the divorce papers. He never came back. I got the divorce papers. Anyways, when I got the divorce papers, then I contacted his family in Pakistan, like his mom's sister's kids,
Yeah.
dad's, the aunts,
Yeah.
uncles
The aunts, uncles, and cousins. Yeah.
who were not aware that he was married. He's in the USA
They weren't, they
and
did,
he,
so his aunts and uncles didn't even know he was married to you in the US. Okay. Yeah.
no.
And-
And the first question his cousin asked me, did you find anything unusual about him? So I said, what unusual? So he said, did he has a normal husband-wife relationship with you? I said, no. It was weird question for me. So he said, you didn't get to know that he's gay.
You didn't get, I'm sorry,
I
you didn't get a
was,
what?
you didn't get to know that he is gay.
Oh, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Then I connect the dots like he had a friend who was at my house and laying on his lap and he was telling me he's just upset. There was a friend, a guy. I was the wife. I cannot enter in his room, but the friend was laying down on his lap in my house, in my brother's house, on the sofa, on the couch.
Oh, really? Oh
And
my
he was
gosh.
telling me he's upset. That's why he's laying down on my lap. I caused them. They make the excuses in the court that I never see them having sex. Who does the sex in front of anyone? No one,
Yeah.
right? How can I see them having those kind of in relationship? I cannot see that.
Yeah.
But I saw with my eyes laying down the other friend, and you are abusing me if I'm entering to your house. I find out the medicines. He always takes this medicines. If we had only 3 time interaction with him
Yes.
in 12 months, I would say 3 times I was with him.
Yeah.
And for that, he had to take the medicine. And when I caused the medicine, he told me, oh, because you too much pressure me, that's why I have to take the medicine. Because he do not have any feelings for the woman. That's the reason he had to take the medicine for that. Anyways,
So he was
later on in
taking,
court,
so he's taking medicine to be able to have sex. Was that what it was? Like, and so he was saying that he had to have that because you were pressuring him to have sex. I think I understand. Okay.
yes.
So,
But the guy, he probably have the way, feeling naturally.
yeah.
So, anyways, in the court, he told me the medicine doesn't belong to him. It's my brother's medicine. It's my father's medicines. My
Yeah.
father is 74 years old. He
Yeah.
don't need medicine
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
So, anyways, well, in the court, I proved that he's a gay.
Mhm.
When I contacted his family, they all knew about it. That you didn't know that he's gay. I said, are you kidding me? I mean, I do believe. Then I connected the dots and I figured out, yeah, he's right. Then I figured out, I found some paper with the link of all the, like a porn websites, like a
Yeah.
gay pictures links.
Yeah.
I saw in his laptop, and when I see that, he said, "Oh, I was just watching it." So I keep on connecting the dots and everything, and then anyhow, I reach out to his ex-wife,
Mhm.
and they told me about his ex-wife that she was in UK somewhere, and she was very bad woman, and this and that. And remember, I told you they told me they didn't have a child.
Yeah.
She had a 14 years old girl with that woman.
Oh,
They didn't tell me.
yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
didn't tell me. Even in the immigration papers,
You never said.
there is a section for your family.
Yeah.
Adopted child, stepchild,
Yeah.
stepson, not applicable.
Yeah.
He
Never
mentioned
said
my
anything.
child, my previous name, nothing.
Yeah.
In the description in the court, he said, "Oh, I never get any DNA testing done, so I don't know if she's my daughter or no."
Oh, yeah.
Later, he denied that. I do not have any child. I had his text messages as well, what I give to the court, to the proof. That's what he's saying. I do not have any child. Later, he said, I do not have any testing done. I asked the judge, uh, does he sure that my daughter is his daughter? Because he was not here.
Yeah.
I showed his ex-wife showed me the pictures. He's holding the baby in the hospital and everything. And he
Yeah.
is saying he never get the DNA testing done.
Yeah.
Can he do the DNA testing done on my child? You never know if my child is his child because he was not here with me when I was expecting.
Yeah.
When I gave the birth, he was called. He didn't say anything, nothing like that.
Mhm.
Long story short, the annulment paste is on the that he hired the immigration timeline. I actually hired the private investigator, like a retired immigration officer. We all know him.
Yes. Yes.
He helped me out throughout the journey.
Wonderful. Yeah.
He is very good. He's very knowledgeable. He helped me a lot. He make all the timeline and everything. So what we figured out, actually I had the conversation for that divorce documents as well because when I was getting married him, I asked him that I want to see the divorce documents, and he said, I do not have any divorce documents.
Mhm.
And when I was filing the immigration, they asked for the divorce documents. Then they create the divorce documents. When I
Oh,
contacted the ex-wife, she told me I never received any papers. They just sent me to my mom's home, and his mom told me that he divorced you. And if someone sent out of my house, I cannot get in back. So they were not even legally divorced at that time.
oh, really? So they weren't even
I would
divorced.
say
So,
she never received any paper or anything. His mom just told me if his mom calls me and tell me, oh, he divorced me. Okay, but what am I gonna do? I cannot go back.
mhm.
That's what happened. But
Got
that's
it.
not a legal way you do if you're doing the legal paperwork. So, anyways, I gave the divorce papers, and it was after we married. They put the dates, but they made a mistake. They get it after we married.
Mm.
So the judge saw that. So he was not even divorced at that time. And also the gay thing, yeah, proved that of course, in Pakistan, being a homosexual, it's a sin according to the Islam.
Yes.
It's not allowed.
Yes.
Homosexuality is not allowed in Islam.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it's his choice. It's everybody's own choice. I'm not against it, but
Yes.
I would never comment that if I'm gay, I'm not gonna get married with a man. I would definitely get. So he tricked me. He just wanted to get out of the Pakistan. That's
Yeah.
what they did
Yeah.
with me.
But he
Then
understood
he
the
come here.
process. He
I,
understood the
I asked
process
him
very
to
well.
open the joint. Yes. So I asked him that we have to go to the, interview. That's what I think. That's what I knew that we have to go for the interview to the USCIS when the spouse come over here.
Yeah.
I didn't know that because I was expecting the second interview over here.
Yeah.
I didn't
Mhm.
know about the 2 years card or 10 years card. And I asked him, we do not have any paperwork together. We do not have any lease, any joint account. He said, no, it's okay. I don't want to do that. I don't want money. So we didn't have anything on the paper together. No joint bank accounts, no
Yeah.
tax returns, no leases, nothing, no
That's great.
insurance, even
Yeah.
nothing like that,
Nothing together.
because he did his homework very well.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. And the other thing we figure out, like now he's a banker. when he was with me, he was working at the Walmart, making like a
Mm,
$14 an hour and telling me like whatever he was telling me. But now he's in banker. He cannot afford the house over here, not even rent the apartment for
mm,
me and for him. Even I was offering him, we will do the 50-50. Okay, we can pay half and half rent.
mm,
Now he resides in the San Francisco, the high paying area.
mm.
He's over there.
And he's where he lives where? You
And
live in San Francisco?
he
Very
moved there.
expensive. That's very expensive here. Okay. Well, we're kind of out of time on this. I think I've got a good story. I may have to clean it up a little bit, but it's very good. I'm going to cut this off, but we can continue to talk if that's okay. You got an
Okay.
annulment, got him. That's all good. And I'm sorry that you went through.
I've been through the Congress and everything. I want to ask you, Rich, that what is OCC review? I would love to know that.
What is what?
OCC review. OCC review.
I'll tell you. Hold on.